Oh my god. Wrong title. Uh, I'll fix that later. Whatever. Oh boy. That sucks. Let me just fix that again. I really need to get this fixed. I really do. It's so annoying. No, we're not done yet. Sorry about that. Ah, I just can't, you know, it just really irritates me. I already said before. Hello. Hi. Oh, god damn it. That sucked. But yeah, it's getting worse. The whole cable thing. The charger. My laptop can't stay up for long without its charger. It's I said it a couple of streams ago that it's the thing, the metal thing, you know, on the charger is like bent and crooked, so I can't really, I have to like angle it a certain way so it charges, so it connects. And it's like it got worse now. It's like it's getting worse because now it's like I don't even know which angle it connects. Hello, hi Presto, sorry about that. Um there's been like this common uh what's the word, technical difficulties with my laptop. So like a couple of streams ago I vented about it. Basically, my laptop, I don't use PC, I use my laptop for everything. And because of the you know because it needs to be connected to the charging station, it needs to be plugged in at all times. And the thing is, the charging thingy, the metal that connects your laptop to the charger, the thingy, it's like bent and crooked. So I couldn't, you know, so I have to like angle it a certain way, kind of like how you use like your wired headphones, and it's like, the cable's all screwed up, so you have to tilt it a certain way so you can hear something. That's that's the charger of this laptop and the laptop itself. Yeah, right, like it needs to stay plugged in all the time. And here's the thing, not only it needs to stay plugged in all the time, but the charger is crooked, so you have to angle it a certain way so it's charging. And it's kind of getting worse as weeks go by. I could manage it at first, but now it's like I don't even know which angle it's charging from. I have to like scramble about and twist it around a lot, and it's getting really hard to find the spot in which it's charging. Like it's getting really hard. I've been considering getting it like fixed, like going to a repair shop or something, but I I'm not sure because usually repair shop takes days, and I have other work to do. So it's like very annoying. I did I I did contact like this guy that I used to fix this laptop with, but he hasn't really responded. So I'm still waiting for it. I'm back. Oh, hello, Popculture Dragon. Welcome back. But yeah, right, yeah, it needs to be in a perfect angle. And again, because of how it's getting kind of dire now, like you like the table that I'm using is like very flimsy, as in like you move a little and it shakes, and it kind of affects the cable, right? So if I feel a little bit of like excited, or even just if I draw and move too much, I shake the table. And shaking the table means the cable is like displaced, as in the wires change positions. slightly, and that can disconnect the charger. Oh my god. Of course, I'm gonna draw. I'll try to not move as much. But still, it's like so annoying. Like all these requirements just to let it charge and stay online. But yeah, I really want to draw, I really want to stream, so that sucks. But yeah, uh, I'll. I just realized I had like a mistake on the title of the stream. It should be part. It should be 11. I mean 12 stream, not 11. You're right. It is very annoying, and I still need it for work. But if the guy is available, I'll get it fixed in the morning or something. Maybe I can retrieve it by afternoon or at night the same day. Who knows? But I don't think I do because they need to order the charger and such, and that's usually on the weekdays, which sucks because I work 9 to 5. I need to change the stream. I'll change the thumbnail later. But I'll change the title first because this is wrong. That's not the title. It should be the number 12. This is the brainstorming shush. The last one is like yap. But I got disconnected. Right. I changed the title. Should be fine now. You can fix the title. Yeah. Don't worry. Thankfully it's like I have my phone ready, so I can just change it now. But yeah, again, it sucks. Situation sucks. All around sucks. Maybe one day, if I have the money, I'll get an actual PC or something. But I don't. I am. So, Oh, right. Did it show up or not? Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Oh, it's gone. The milestone and the link is gone for some reason. I don't know why. Did you get Tartalia free to play or paid? Mm, I think the first 4 or 5 constellation was free to play. I don't pull that much character, so you know. And then at some point, I think it was like midpoint or last, I paid, but like I didn't pay much. As it's like it's more so paid like Welkin. I don't pay for like the uh the Primo Gems. I paid for monthly Welkin. So yeah, that's as much as I paid for Genshin, just the monthly stuff. I think at some point I did like paid for the battle pass for the for the first battle pass, but that's it. Yeah, I don't pull for much, so it's not really a struggle. Just for me though. I might have gotten C6. Yeah. It doesn't really get rerun much, sadly, nowadays. Hoyoverse is trying to out-meta him. It's not working, of course. People still resort to the classic Tartaglia theme. What's the... Has it been there? Like the support thing? Let me check. It was, yes, it was. It got disconnected at some point. Let me just create like a whole new... Sorry, I need to set everything up again. Sorry about that. There was something there. There was something. There it is. See? It was there. It's kind of gone because it got disconnected for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm just gonna put it here because it was there before. I'm doing everything very oh! I'm doing everything very slowly because I don't want to accidentally bump into the cables. Sorry about that. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. YouTube chat overlay. What the hell is that? I don't remember that. Careful. Yep, don't worry about it. Well, I am worrying about it, but that's okay. It's like trying to, you know, put up a bomb or something. No, not a bomb. Like, pick a wire. Okay, which one is that? Browser. That one? Yes, that one. Let me just delete this one. And then there's another one. There's like a... Let me copy paste this link. There was like a milestone. I changed it. And then I added like a new milestone for my Ko-Fi. How do you spell it? Ko-Fi? Ko-Fi? There it is. Yep. That's there. That's a lock bit. Okay. Should be safe now. Let me see. Okay, it's still charging. Let's wait for a little bit until it's like full before I move, because currently the battery is like at the halfway point. Oh, zodiac sign? I'm not sure because they kind of changed some rules, right? Like, oh, suddenly for this month it's this, and then for this month it's that. But the last I checked when I was super young, you know, I'm a July, so like I'm like the last dates of July. So I guess that falls under Leo. I don't know which one though, like which ascendings and such. I only know the that one. The final date of July, like 31st. That's my birthday. Disappointingly the same birthday as Harry Potter. Like, disappointingly so. Yeah, 31st. Like very, very last minute. That's okay. I share the same birthday as the Vocaloid Gakupo. I used to really like Gakupo. Like he used to be my whole personality when I was in junior high. So I got that going for me. Aw, that's very nice of you. You don't have to, but thank you. It's not very hard to forget. It's like, if it's August tomorrow, then it's my birthday. Not much famous people is born this date though, so I'm the same month as Tartaglia though. July babies. Okay, let me just quit this one. Speaking of brainstorming, I've actually, for the past couple of days, I've been commissioning some other people to create like logos and such. Aw, that's very kind of you. Thank you. I don't get my birthday celebrated often because I don't have much friends, but that's fine. Par from the course. But anyway, I've been commissioning like some other artists, specifically designers, to create some logos and templates and such for my project, for my fandoms. Not not the Genshin one because I haven't really started on anything with Genshin. I do plan on reposting stuff on my older animation in a compilation or something on YouTube, but I haven't really gotten a hand to that. Been kind of busy, in which I also need to like, feed my current fandom, in which I am one of the sole provider for. Thankfully, Totally fandom is still alive and well and happy and active. I heard like there's like an event. I forgot if it's what's in. I think it was Vietnam. There's like an offline event for Totally in Vietnam, I think. So, and a friend of mine, like a mutual, well, not exactly a mutual, more so they're one of my followers, an oomphy. Okay, but one of my oomph, they plan to attend, and I really hope they got pictures. So yeah, the fandom is still alive and well. That's why I haven't been stepping in much, because you guys still got some art now and again. I love mine most, so I don't mind it. Yeah, I appreciate that. Kind of wish, at the same time, I really wish I had the free time. Like, I wish I had the life of that dumb-faced Yandere Dev, like, just sit back, be a hermit, and then get paid for doing barely anything. Doesn't even finish his own game, and he got like 7K a month. I wish. Except I will actually deliver. I may not be pregnant, but I always deliver. Screw that guy. Yeah, I hate him in like, he doesn't deserve it kind of way. Like, he doesn't deserve all that. He really didn't. As in, he didn't deserve all the good things that happened to him. Oh, thank you, Presto. Appreciate it. But yeah, I kind of wish I had that guy's life in a, not like I'm an incel gooner, no, in the way that you just barely do anything and get paid for it. I mean, without money, I can create my own anime, dude. Like, the power. I could actually, afford a better rent. And, stay at home and animate stuff. You'll be surprised because, some people, their dream is to just go out there, travel, see the world. My dream is to be locked in a room where all I can do is just draw. And I get paid and I get to eat. That is it. Just lock me in an asylum. Just give me some stuff to draw. That's my dream right there. Just not going to work. Just stay at home and draw. Get like, food. And that's it. That is all I need. Because with all that time, I could have actually invest in things. I could actually like not invest as in the crypto kind of way. No, I mean like this fandom I'm in gets a short animation. This one gets a motion comic. This one gets. I really want to provide for all my fandoms. Arkham is a place for you. Not the Arkham Asylum. Maybe I don't think I'm insane enough though. I need to be more insane. I'm halfway there. I'm halfway there, Like these dedications and stuff and all that, like, you need like a fair trade to have them. I traded my temper and my sanity. I don't even wish for a good apartment. It'd be like that. I need a good apartment though, because a good apartment means I can stay at I can stay there forever and not go out ever. It's not like I hate to be outside. It's more so, the hustle. I mean, the hassle of it. But it's why I tried streaming. It's not like I want, to live off it or anything or what have you. But maybe someone out there would appreciate um looking at me doing nothing. Just kidding. But maybe like my work can reach out to more people because that's also my intention with art. I want to spread it around as if it's like a propaganda. I have a cat named Anna. I spent $40 for my earnings to buy my red leather for his birthday. Oh, that's cute. That's adorable. Is it like ginger also, or is it orange? Or but yeah, oh man, be nice. It's other example would be Mike Eno. I used to look up to that guy when I was younger. Like he literally made me want to pursue animation and such because wow, look at that, all that effort just to fool people. I want to do the same thing. Mike Eno was like, he used to rely on Patreon. Patreon is that how you spell it? He used to rely on Patreon, and he creates like these mind-blowing projects, like fake anime, fake or like fake video game. Sometimes the video games are real, but not all the time. And he has all the time in the world to just learn 3D and coding and such. Because people really like to see more of his work, like he doesn't stay in one fandom. Anything big fandom he's at, he makes like, oh, what if this is an anime and such, and people pay for it. So I know, wish I had his life. But oh well, it's baby steps. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I already was going to be the opportunity, but a calico. Oh, is a girl? Is it a girl? Calicos are sweethearts, though. Oh, I heard like the plot is kind of bad now, like with Genshin. I'm not the overall, just the newer one with Yelan and Shefrus. They're I can't believe it. Like at this point, is Hoyo trying to say something? The way they kind of treat darker skin character, and now they have their character saying pro gun rhetoric. Like, oh, it's not the what's dangerous is it's like it's the people, it's not the gun. Okay, well, that's neat. Good to know where you're standing at, Hoyo Devs. Yeah, that's an actual thing. I didn't phrase it. I didn't. It's not word for word, but it's like paraphrase like that. Let me find it. What's the dialogue? Right, this is it. The weapons are what secured us the peace in the first place. Yikes. Only then did we have the luxury of choosing to turn them into toys instead. Yikes. It's okay, Fresto, don't worry about it. You don't miss much. Just like the current Genshin quest, it's a little bit, yikes. What do you mean they made Yelan said Yeah, the weapons are what secured us the peace in the first place. As in peace, peaceful peace. Oh, you mean, oh, you're saying war needs to happen so peace can happen. Like, okay, this is some. Okay. Pro war, pro gun Yalan. Alright. Okay, buddy. This is a dialogue in game. My friend screenshot it because I don't play the game anymore, but holy crap. Like, it gets to a point, like, is it really ignorance anymore? Well, no, peace can just occur, War happened because the government want people to die for their own ego. Peace can just happen. War happens because the government want people to fight for them. Now I got that one line from the movie. Like, it sounds like a villain that says it. Because, again, the current political climate, so we're gonna start. We just need genocide to happen. Is that how it is? No, right? No, yes. Two ideas conflict because the government wants people to fight. War doesn't happen because we need to fight this guy because we don't agree. Yeah, it's in real life, it is the government. I mean, so is in fictional realm. Like, yes, in context for leeway, it's like for defense, like it's out of defense. But the context is about guns, so it's like in general, right? It's not for self-defense anymore. It's just for violence for the sake of it. It's why people are just not very pro-gun. I'm personally not very pro-gun either. I mean, school shootings happen for a reason. Yeah, I'm very, very defensive about it because, the whole thing with Sudan and Palestine. Okay, like, it's very insensitive. If like, it's like a very global thing, and then you bring it up in your game and say, well, the violence need to happen. Okay. It's like saying, it's like, it's kind of like bringing up the concept of school shooting when Columbine is recently happening. It's not very sensitive, like, how detached are you from the world to say this in this political climate? It's like very odd. It's very weird, like, this is not the time, not the correct time. Like, I would understand if this is about war, as in like the Arcade War, which in Genshin it's literally just the self-defense. It happens because some guy on top, some guy on top told they need to fight each other to survive. Wow, it's as if real life allegory. Yeah. No, it's a majority view. Actually, everyone, maybe except a certain state that shouldn't exist, hate war. I think it's just like the Americans that pride it, like, fighting for your country and such, which is kind of weird. Like, I'm glad the world has woken up to that, from that, like this idea of dying for our country, that you don't, they don't, you shouldn't really owe it anything, should you? Peace occurs for war? No. I think you're misunderstanding a concept. Well, Not when, people die. I don't think people need to die for peace to happen, you know? Um, I don't think the children in Gaza needs to die for there to be peace. Yeah, it's kind of morbid topic to talk about, but again, like it's insensitive, right? To bring it up. Like there's dark and light, but this is a very fictional concept, you know? Like this is something you explore in fiction, not in real life, and not especially when you're exploring it when the real life thing is happening right now. Yeah. Yeah, I know, even in Teyvat perspective. It's insensitive to bring it up right now. This is a new event. This is a new event that is released right now. Okay, let's like talk about. Yeah, again, I'm not preaching here and saying, oh, we can't separate fiction from real life. No, I'm just saying it's a very stupid timing to talk about this when war is actively happening outside. Again, bring it up. Let's talk about school shooting when Columbine just happened a week ago. Like you don't do that, dude. Like it's very, I don't know, it's very odd. Are you serious? You're gonna talk about this right now? Are you serious? Like, what are you trying to say here? You know, like, right now people are very more keen to war happening. And now your game, your stupid gambling game, is sharing this idea of you need guns or weapons are necessary so we can maintain peace. Okay. Right now, when Lebanon is actively being bombed, are you serious? Are you serious? It's like, ugh, very stupid. I'm glad I stopped playing Genshin. Because, the moment they kind of treated the desert people, the dark skinned people, kind of weird, I knew something was off. I knew something was weird. Like, oh, okay, we're just gonna straight up to her face call Jet, my beloved, my darling. I love her so much. A slave in game. Alright. Okay. Change topics. Yeah. I never understood it either, but to each their own. But also, like, there's one person from that ship community that I really don't like, and I think the fellow fans disowned them because they kind of uses their like other ship as like a mascot. But yeah, I wouldn't say they're like father and son. If anything, they're just, master and apprentice. Like a teacher and a student. Zhangli is paternal to Liyue, to everyone. Oh no. Yes, oh no indeed. I'm back. Welcome back, Lumi. You didn't miss much. I'm just waiting. I haven't drawn anything yet. Because to retreat the first conversation, I need to have my laptop charged at all times for it to stay on, right? It was disconnected because of that. And the thing is, it needs to be tilted at a certain angle for it to connect. Now the problem lies is that now it's getting very hard as in to know which tilt I should like maintain for it to stay connected. Right now I can find it, but maybe not later. Maybe it'll if I nudge it a little bit, it's disconnected and I have to find that tilt again. And then the what's the word? And then right, the table that I'm drawing on is like very flimsy. It's very shaky, and if I shake just a little bit, it may change the position of the cables, and it may disconnect it from the laptop, and I have to find the tilt again. I have to tilt it, the cables again, see if it's connected or not. It's driving me nuts. So anyway, I'm just waiting until my laptop's at maximum battery before I do anything, because I'm afraid that if I draw and I move too much, it'll change the position of the cable and it'll get disconnected again. Yeah, TLDR. You want to say something funny while I was gone? Oh, you were at work? Oh, sorry if I disturbed you. What happened at work? you can share. Let's change the subject. Teen Titans, am I right? Teen Titans, yes. You know, I'm kind of glad they didn't go forward, you know, like, because of the restrictions of the show, and, you know, I don't like censorship as much as the next guy, but again, it's for kids, so I get it. Because of the restrictions, I'm glad that they managed to approach Slade or Deathstroke in a very, like, nice way. As in, you know how he is in the comics. Like, it's more like he's still grooming them. Like, they're still bad, but like not in a weird way of blaming the victims like in the comics did. You know? I'm glad they managed to do him justice, and he actually is threatening as a villain. And I'm kind of like still surprised that the modern DC is trying to make him cool again, without even retconning the whole Terra thing. Like, what's up with that? Why are we trying to make pedophiles cool? It's okay, I'm on break, but I thought the 6-7 went away last year. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't, by the way. It's still going on. The meme is still going on. It's kind of driving me nuts, you know. I keep seeing it, and immediately, because of the meme, because it's a meme, right? Meme is like a repeatable thing. I followed it, you know. I last year I thought it was kind of stupid, like what a forced meme, and now I'm quoting it like, look at that, 1967, 67. Like, that sucks. It sucks. But it's the one meme that I actually, you know, follow through. Like, the one Gen Alpha meme I actually I'm actually following with, because I didn't. And you know, the other memes, I refuse to touch the whole Tong Tong Sahur thing because of the AI. I'll take 6-7 over that. Yeah, it's a brain rot. Oh man. I'll take 6-7 over the dumb AI memes. Right. I think I talked about GameStops are in the back rooms at this point. Is it not already? I mean, people still going to GameStop is kind of surprising on its own. It's like a relic of the past. But yeah, I think I was talking about, like, I commissioned some other people. I think I can move a little bit, like my mouse, I mean. But I commissioned some people to create like logos and such, particularly for my Teen Titans stuff. And it's been really great. I'm currently commissioning for other people to create me logos and stuff because I want it to look official. Look official, not official. Like, look official. I get sued if I say it's official. It's nothing official. It's a fan thing. I really, you know, when I grew up, you know, as questionable as he is, say what you want about the content that he's making, but I used to look up to Bleed Men, right? Like, I used to look up to these questionable men, Mike Eno, Bleed Men, but like, you know, Say what you want about their content, but they're super dedicated and multi-talented. Like, Bleedman used to make, like, I think he still does. Cut it short. Yeah, it's okay. I hope you having a nice day at work. Can see you next stream. Thanks for stopping by. But again, where was I? Right. So I used to look up to Bleedman, and he makes. I think he's still making it, but he makes this series called Powerpuff Girls D, which is like a huge crossover of many other Cartoon Network, not just Cartoon Network, but like other cartoon franchises in a Powerpuff Girl universe where Powerpuff Girls like already grown up as like a teenager in high school or something. And he made this series. It's still ongoing. The art style has changed drastically as time goes because he only updates like what, twice a month? No, twice a year, I think. But yeah, he makes this like comic, and growing up, I looked up to this guy. Like, I couldn't read English well, but I really like his art style. So, it kind of ingrained in my head. I really have to be as what's the word? Be as ambitious, I guess. Be as ambitious as he is. I need to put as much effort as I can, like he does. And so I did. And I really, really like making unofficial things look official. It's like my favorite thing ever. I love making fake animation and fake comic panels, like things that people think it's real, but it's not. I really like doing that. When I grew up, when I was growing up, like when I was like 12 or 13, I really like making these fake YouTube screenshot, like making fake, like, look guys, I have like a YouTube channel. I have 100,000 subscribers, which is huge at the time, right? But it's not real. I faked the screenshot. I edited every thumbnail. I edited every title. I edited everything on the screen. I really like doing that. I was like 13, I think. And yeah, even as a kid, I always wanted to have like a YouTube channel on my own. So, growing up, I really like making fake stuff. Fake screenshots, specifically. Fake digital stuff that is easy to make. So I like making those. And yeah, I really want to like create an unofficial stuff because of that. YouTube channel, true. Yeah, it's different from how I wanted it though. When I was younger, I wanted to be like a podcast kind of thing, like with my friends, but we kind of fell out at some point. Well, I fell out with one of them. I'm still friends with the other one. We were a trio, but I'm still in touch with one of them, and this one of them is like my oldest friend ever, like as in we were friends since we're in like junior high. Like we were 12. We were friends since we were 12. I'm almost 26 now, so very long time. She's like my oldest, closest, and bestest friend that I ever had. I think it's just her, no one else. But again, when I made this fake YouTube channel account, screenshot, I was envisioning it like a podcast, a trio, but at the time I don't think podcast is like a word yet. Like it's not really a common thing. It's more of like playthroughs, game along, you're playing and then you have playing a game and then have two backseat gamers with commentary and stuff. But yeah, now it's like it's just me. It's just a YouTube channel with just me and my thoughts. Where was I? Oh right. I strayed too far from the initial topic, but I commissioned some people to create logos and such, and it looks what's the word? It looks great. I really liked it. My friend, who was the one who designed it, and I always commission him with things like these, and it looks super clean. I'm still waiting for the other logos because I commissioned other stuff too. I also commissioned like a comic format, like the cover art for the cover art, so I can just draw in and have the format ready. Super cool stuff. I can show it right now, I think. Show my interest. I mean, who doesn't, right? We all do. Like, this is a great logo. I really liked it. I commissioned my friend to make it. Like the Teen Titans logo. Like, you know, this one. Let me open it. Oh, you can't see it. It's like black. But there's a colored version. Don't worry about it. This one. It's very neat. I really liked it. It's a custom logo for my series. I used to have like a, you know, like a placeholder logo, which is just using the PNG version of the original and then adding side B. Now I want to make it customized. Yeah, you saw it on Tumblr, right? This is the more high definition version. And this one is like the white one, but I can like give it like a black background so you can see it. I don't know. Very neat. I really like these. And it's kind of different, you know, it's like, it's different from the original, if you notice. Yeah. The original has long E. I changed it a little bit so it's like, so people don't mistake it as official. But it still retained the same unevenness as the original. Because the original is very kind of pseudo urban, pseudo punk, so it's more like uneven. Like the T and E doesn't really go, you know. It doesn't have the same length. It's like super stuff. So I want to retain that energy, but make it like its own thing still. Like it's like a continuation. Like it's still under the same umbrella. It's just not official and it's not directly about the main tie-ins. That's the idea, and my friend managed to do it justice and I really liked it. Like I want to make it seem like this is like direct continuation of the original series, but it's like, you know, again, this isn't my Teen Titans series, fan series isn't centered around those founding titans anymore, except maybe Starfire because she deserves some spotlight, but mostly not about the founding titans anymore. So I want to make it change. I want to change it. I changed a few things, and again, the side B on the side. But there's like lots of other concepts too. I think you've seen it on Tumblr as well. Like there's this one, but there's like a different one with a different color variant. Like this one, this is more personalized. Like you can tell this is about just Kid Flash and Jinx just from these colors alone. So I picked like, so I got like two variants, like one and maybe two this one, because you know, maybe there's one story in which it's special just about Kid Flash and or just about Jinx, and this one is more so generalized. It's about Kid Flash and Jinx, but there's other titans too. You know, some indicators would be nice, so I decided to have them. But it's not just this logo that is finished. My friend also finished the other one, which I haven't shown on Tumblr yet. I plan to show it later after he finished the other one. Basically, I commissioned like a typeface for specifically the character. You know, this is for the series. Teen Titans, Side B, that's the series, right? Not for the specific characters like, you know, Kid Flash and Jinx. I commissioned my friend to make one for each, and he's kind enough to give me like variants, like the transparent versions and such. He's very nice, but you know, he finished the Kid Flash one and I really liked it. He's working on the Jinx one as we speak, but like man, like this is so cool. I really like it. This is for the introduction later. I plan to use it later when I'm drawing fan arts of them specifically to introduce these new logos and such. I really like it. Yeah, there's like another version with the black, this one, but yeah. I really like this one because, you know, the yellow and red, because that's his color. I gave him references from like the Flash comic and such, and some of them are just kind of missing the Kid Flash aspect, you know, like there's not many logo of Kid Flash, and it's like, how do I make it like more Kid Flash like? Okay, just make it like, just instead of just yellow, have some red on it. Yeah, you know, yellow top, red bottom, literally what he's wearing. Really like this logo. He did this amazing. But that's like the logo so far that is like being made, and I plan to use them later. I will post them on Tumblr along with the logo. It was like I was inspired by Lapin Loon on Tumblr. She makes great design. I can't design. I don't, despite being a lecturer in design, I am not a designer. I am very much like a very artistic type person, so it's not very designing isn't very my thing much. So graphic design I usually, you know, commission other people to make. So I thought, hey, you know, comic books usually have these bubble or panel where they introduce the characters, right? So, you know, I might as well get one for like one typeface for the two main characters of this series, which is Kid Flash and Jinx. Jinx is still in progress. It's still unfinished, but you know, it's very good. I think my friend like had like what's the word? Let me find it. It was like a mock-up for the cover. It's like, well, it's unfinished still, but let's see if I can find it. Oops. Is it still in my copy and paste? No, not anymore. Never mind then. But oops, that's my other account. Sorry about that. But yeah, there was this like mock-up for what the cover would look like, which I can share, but I really don't want to open my browser right now. I don't want to accidentally explode the laptop actually. Explode the laptop. But yeah, stuff that I've been working on is like a template for that. And anyway, talking about Teen Titans and my own series, that was my initial plan on this stream, which is sharing my ideas and sharing some brainstorming session for this series, because, you know, I have lots of thoughts. So my first idea, brain dump, is I'm thinking of, you know how it is with like the original cartoon, Teen Titans cartoon too, how they have like, it's not just this cartoon, but like in most shows actually, they always have a prom coded episode. Like, it doesn't have to be a real prom, it can just be a prom coded episode. That there's always, you need to find a date and we'll have a date and like a dance at night or something like that, right? It's always like that. So you know, I was thinking, you know, maybe for my own series I have my own. In the original there is, right? There is with this A Date with Destiny, with where Kitten was first introduced. But the thing about that is that, you know, I noticed that it was a junior prom, which is okay, So how old is kitten? But second of all, it doesn't really feel like a prom episode because, well, you know, it's just it's just cat fights. It's just Starfire being jealous and starting fights with a kitten because of it. But I thought, what if this time in my series there's gonna be a real prom, quote unquote real. So, like in this sketch, it's probably unclear, but in this sketch, I was thinking of, because there's like the new Titans and such, this is Casey Sandsmark, and Donna, Wonder Girl, two Wonder Girls, and I was thinking maybe like a whole one shot about, you know, Casey is probably goes to normal school, she's a regular old teenager, and she thinks, since she's like part of the Titans and such, and now there's like training sessions, like basically the Titans HQ now has its own school, like it's not an official school, but like you train to be a hero and such. And Casey thought, hey, why don't we just like have like a celebratory night for the Titans, because we've been successful, we've been doing great so far as heroes. Maybe we need to celebrate. Like think of it like a prom. And she's suggesting that idea to Robin, which was kind of doubted at first because what's that for? I thought like proms are usually for school and stuff, and then she would argue, well, technically Titans is kind of like a school at this point because they train, they learn about like the language, apparently Starfire does give lessons about the Tamaranian language. It is served as just a gag in the show, like, oh, Cyborg can do all these things, including learning languages, and you learn languages in like school. So like she's using this flimsy logic to push Robin to, why don't we have like basically a prom night for the Titans, like the party at have it like a cool themed party at the tower. And yeah, this will coincide with the night that Kid Flash or Wally West goes to normal school. He is a normal kid as also, unlike the Titans, which from the looks of it doesn't go to school. But yeah, he lives a double life. He's still a normal kid at school, and it's the Titan prom coincides with his prom. Like he was asked by his like friends, like, oh, did you got a date yet, etc. And then he would say, no, I haven't thought about it, or maybe he forgot, etc., etc. He's like basically thinking, he may just not go to prom because his Jinx doesn't go to school, doesn't go to his school. So what's the point? Why even look for a date when you're already like dating someone? So but you can't really say that to his friends, like, oh yeah, I'm dating like a Titan or something. You can't really say that. So I think it's gonna be a blessed design from Titans prom. Yeah, right. Like like Starfire looked pretty, yes, in this episode, but she looked kind of basic, right? Like that is just a purple dress. I was thinking for this, the second chance, because again, the first, the one in the cartoon was like a junior prom, whatever. I was thinking this one is more of a very Titans centric. You don't have to blend in with other people, but you have to blend in with fellow Titans, as in you still have to wear your masks, but that's about it. But you don't have to like blend in with junior high schoolers. But yeah, again, it'd be fun. I think it'd be a fun one-shot story. Basically, again, Wally can't really go to prom because he's already dating. He's already dating Jinx at some point. He can't find a date. I mean, what's the use of it? Like, if anything, it's just gonna create misunderstandings, and he kind of doesn't want to do it. So he probably would miss out on the prom, or maybe he'd just be with his friends, just like looking at other people who has like prom dates. And I really want to push, like, you know, this double story with like the side plot being Casey wanting to have the best prom night, etc. And then you know, she doesn't really have a, you know, partner or whatever. I really like the idea, like, you know, just Casey is like not really going to prom and mostly just managing it. You know, like, oh, she's the one who started the idea, so she's the one who make it happen. She's the one who make the prom night the best night ever or something. You know, the one who's in charge of it instead of going on a date or with a date. So, oh, she's trying to make things happen. She's trying to make stuff that happen, and then have, like, you know, the romance plot with Wally and Jinx. Sure, they're dating, but Jinx has been to a pseudo prom before, and it was with Stone, right? Like back in Hive, it wasn't. I don't know if it was prom or it was just a dance night. Just the one night the Hive students aren't abused. They can like have fun, and but like, you know, Jinx already had one, kind of. Not sure if it counts, but she already did before the school went under, right? But Wally hasn't, so it's like, oh, you know, oh, wish I was there, etc., etc. Oh, we love some romance and yearning is happening, and you know, maybe it started from how, you know, Wally probably dig through like some notes Jinx has as usual, because she likes to draw and he likes to see it, and maybe like a note or like a picture slips in, and it's like a picture of her during the hype prom thingy, and with her like because Jinx has like a whole dress for that, right? And it's like very interesting, as in like, how would Kid Flash react to that? And in my story, I'm thinking like, oh, you know, the dress, she kind of lost it because, you know, the school went under, and that goes with her things, most of her things, including that dress. So he can't really see her in that dress anymore. He can only see it from picture that is like 2 years old, or by that point, 2 or 1 years old, right? Like, the prom wouldn't be like among students or normal people. It's just among Titans. You would see Aquila in a suit. And because it's a Titans only prom, Raven can't bring her date because, you know, the go-to goth boy is like a normal dude. So it's like, oh, maybe I can throw a bone at BB Ray a little bit, just a little. But again, I really thought it's like very fun idea, and maybe, you know, Jinx probably kind of wish Kid Flash was there at that night in Hive, but again, he can't really be there. He's a hero. He won't be there in the first place in Stone or Cyborg was there because he kind of fake an identity. But yeah, you know, I sketched it, so I was coming up with the idea of what Jinx would look like here in this new prom, like, because the previous one is like old, right? Like, that's like probably happened like a while ago, and again in this setting, the dress is gone, like it's destroyed along with the rest of the Hive building, you know, because they live in dorms, so it's like, oh, it's gone. And she can only like save a couple of things, and that does not include the dress. So I really want to, like, in this iteration, she will like have a completely different dress. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still looking for references. I don't want it to be too complex. I don't want it to be too simple either. You know, I'm still thinking about that. So this is the one shot, right? that I was thinking about, like the story about a prom night. Thought it would be fun. You know, we have a nice thing, maybe like wrap it in a bow at the end. Have like, um, have what's the word? Yeah, have this uh, you know, romance tension happening. Meanwhile, Casey is in the back is trying to keep things together because there's like so many Titans, right? And all of them have superpowers. Can you imagine what they're gonna do in a party? I really like this idea that Casey is like a normal teenage girl. Like she goes to school, same with Wally West. Meanwhile, the other Titans doesn't. Like most of them doesn't go to school. Like they have when there's free time, they just play video games and such. So, Casey wants the Titans to experience what it's like to be a teenager, maybe. It'd be nice, I think. Especially since, again, Donna, her senior, senior Wonder Girl, doesn't and barely ever touch, the land of man. She's mostly in Amazon with the other Amazonians. So, she doesn't really know how it feels to be a normal, everyday teenager. Then Raven finding this whole thing pointless, as per usual. Like, of course, that happened. It's like a staple at this point. I really, really like it. Like, but again, Casey and maybe some other Titans. I really like the idea maybe Cole would come along, and Cole is like, she does live in seclusion with Bernard, but she wants to experience the outer world. So it's like lots of Teen Titans being fish out of water, like most of them, when it comes to normal everyday teenage thing outside of video games, and that's about it. Pizza. Like they don't go to prom, they don't have assignments due Monday. So I thought it'd be nice to have them experience something like a teenager would. And I think the most people that is confirmed to have lived this kind of experience, at least the school aspect and such, is Jinx and perhaps Wally West. Yeah, other than Casey, I mean. So like other characters, they probably haven't experienced that. But, they need to experience it once, and it's gonna be like a cliche. But prom is like the best night of your life because the year is 2000 something. The media still pushes the idea that prom is the most important thing in our lives ever. In which it only happens somewhere in the United States, and that's not really a thing anywhere else. But so that's one idea for the prom night. That's my brainstorming session. This is like some panels. I will doodle this out later, clean this up later. But yeah, this is like them Kid Flash finding like a photo somewhere in which Jinx would comment like, "Oh, I can't believe I still have that." Like, yeah, it should have been like, I thought it was like gone or thrown away or gone with the Hive building, but it's apparently slipped in there in one of her notebooks. And maybe you get to see like some images of Jinx in like the old dress. And because of nighttime Batman. Oh yeah, that would be a fun side plot too, like Starfire wanting him to stay because they, she wears something else this time, not like a normal purple dress like the ones in the show. But like Robin is a little conflicted about it, as in, oh, there's probably something that he needs to do. You need to patrol and such. But then Starfire, but then patrol, but then Starfire. And then ending up like, maybe at the end I can just pull off issue 39 and have like ending panel, them surrounding a villain in prom dresses and suits. I think that'd be very fun. Like, oh, you had to ruin our prom night. Just one villain, I don't know, someone minor. Like they're at the peak celebration and then suddenly Titans trouble. And then, you know, Casey probably being the first in line, the leading, because you know she already poured her everything into making it perfect, and then some rank C villain is trying to ruin the night. But yeah, it's very fun. I can already visualize it. Like in my head, this is one of them. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like an important villain or anything, just some random dude. I can just like introduce like a very minor villain, very dumb villain nobody really cares about. Like the comic exclusive Peg Leg Jack or whatever his name is. Literally just some pirate guy. Never introduced in the comics ever. I think they forgot about him. He only showed up once. So I'm just gonna use him, maybe. Or maybe someone else. Like, I don't know, Quiz Kid or something. Quiz Kid is kind of a lame dude. Maybe, oh, he got dumped by his prom date. I'm gonna ruin it for everyone. Who knows? I'm still thinking about that. Anyway, that's one shot. I have another one. So there's like this idea I have in my head, which is a story, which is like basically, you know, there's like this one huge plot that I was talking about on and off, about how there's like this plot about making, you know, this is gonna be the climax story where finally Kid Flash feel himself as Wally, and this is kind of like the what's building up to that. So the idea was like, you know, it was, I think I drew like a sketch about it, basically something like a fake comic, not fake, it's like a concept art of a comic cover. I wonder if I still have it. Let me see. It was something, I think I posted on Tumblr, I'm pretty sure you already knew if you saw. It was called Static Speaks Her Name. Fake, that is kind of like the temporary cover name. Basically, it's like this huge arc, not really huge, probably just like 2-3-parter arc, where it's like shown that, you know, the big bad enemy is Control Freak. Control Freak got this this remote control, and this remote is like, because, you know, I think he's the idea is like he's stealing technology from somewhere, and now it can like literally changes, like, you know, it can like affect the multiverse, etc. I mean, it's already a thing in the show, right? But let's just say this is like more stronger, so it's like a little bit harder to control. And also in this story, I want to introduce a new character. So you know how Teen Titans, it's like a very, very geek rooted franchise. At least the show, the Teen Titans 03, it's very rooted in geek culture at the time, like, you know, the Y2K geek culture, or otaku culture, in which, you know, there's like these people who play video games or go to conventions with only 5 people attending and wearing like shoddy cosplay because they like it, not because of like fame like nowadays, you know. And I was thinking, since like Control Freak is a clear criticism towards those kind of people, like, as in, you know, the basement dweller people who only sits and watch TV all day. I was thinking of just straight up give him a waifu, quote unquote. As in, he creates this pseudo anime character that is like an AI assistant to him. Like, and she looks like the typical anime character. You know, like she looks like a typical anime character, like the sparkly eyes, the weird anatomy, the messy hair. Like, remember the 2000s where the more hair the character has, the prettier she is. You know, shout out to Clanat, shout out to Air. Like those very old school anime where there's like so many strands of hair and she looks complex for no reason. And I was thinking about that, like, give him a straight up waifu. He looks like an incel. Might as well maximize it. Like, right? Like, he changed his whole thing is watching shows, right? Like a couch potato who knows technology and can change dimensions sometimes. Okay, just give him a waifu then. Just give him like a yes man in the form of a weird unaudibly incorrect girl. Now this arc will introduce this character, and I'm still debating whether she's gonna be a long stay or she's gonna be like specifically for this one chapter or arc. And uses lightsabers, yes. Have like the waifu cosplay as like, you know, Leia or something. Like, he's a fucking nerd. He's like the stereotype of a geek at the time, right? So might as well give him a body pillow. It makes sense for him. But again, I was thinking of giving him this character, and this character I'm still debating whether she's gonna be a long stay or she's just gonna appear in this one version. I mean, in one arc, and that's it. I'm still debating on that. Maybe I can just do a little bit of both. So the idea was she is going to be like initially just a yes man, you know, like, oh, you know, Kid Flash and Jinx, you know, during their supposedly downtime, you know, moment, and got a call from the Titans, from the founding Titans, Robin, to deal with Control Freak because they're dealing with other villain right now. Because of the recent, because of the, you know, I was thinking like, because the villains in the original show was like frozen, you know, like most of them, it's gonna be like a slow process, as in, oh, in this one issue, this villain got out, but the other one is still frozen, so you probably will only see them in the next story or the next story. So I was thinking like, you know, at this point, some other villains has escaped the prison, and you know, Control Freak was one of them, and Control Freak has been in hiding for a bit, and he created an artificial intelligence. He created an AI. You know, we can like make fun of ChatGPT too with this. He created an AI, and using some technology he found, I don't know from where, maybe from what's his name, the professor, or maybe he found it somewhere else. Who knows? Because there's lots of like intelligent robots in this show. So it could be from anywhere. And he created this hologram character that is like an anime girl of his dreams, that, you know, that's like agreeing to everything he says. And you know, I really want to have some like ChatGPT related gags here. You know, oh, he's like, because of her, he just needs to like wait. He just needs to vibe code everything and just, oh, just make this blue or make this green, and she does it. She can do it because she's an artificial intelligence and such. And then, you know, he uses that along with the remote that he's upgraded to attack the Titans, and the people who called to him, who take care of him, was Kid Flash and Jinx. in which he wanted to fight the Founder Titans, but Founder Titans apparently found a better enemy to take care of, and he felt a little insulted. So he tested the remote, like, what if he can change the channel and make him fight the Founder Titans or something like that. Basically, he went almost all out with the new remote that he upgraded, and then because this is like very a new technology and such, and the waifu stuff gets smarter and such, the waifu kind of took over, like as in being the big bad, and it's not him, but this anime girl, and it gone, of course, as the cliche goes, it's an AI gone rogue, and the remote, the more it malfunctioned, the more it went rogue, and eventually the remote kind of exploded on itself, and it kind of shattered the timelines, not shattered the multiverse, somewhat. It didn't break. It's more so like, oh no, like suddenly he kind of accidentally trapped everyone in pocket dimensions because of it. I'm still thinking about like where would he be at? Will he still be in his room or whatever? But basically, Kid Flash and Jinx got separated into the white space, and I'm thinking of like the background and stuff being like lots of TVs or statics. I'm still thinking about that, and they're like in like the TV realm, like that one episode from that new season of SpongeBob, like lots of TVs and such. And it's gonna be like a white space. I really want to give some, backroom vibes with it. Like it's empty, it's white, and then like in the process, the AI kind of like haunt both of them, kind of trying to keep them apart, because the AI learned that they become much more easier to defeat the more they separate, and they're trying, and it's trying to separate them basically. How do they do that? By showing other timelines and alternate realities where they never got together ever. Like if you like, again, I really like this idea that Kid Flash and Jinx being together is like a 1 in a million thing. Like it's kind of almost never fucking happened. In other universes, he went with a different woman. In other universes, she just stays a villain. She's never a hero ever. So it's like very, very slim chance of them happening. And the AI is trying to use this, like these other possibilities, and these other, I would like make it like shown these like visions, not visions, it's more like have these other Flash who can't who kind of like phase through him, something like that, like different lifetime, different timelines, and you get to see him like Kid Flash being dead, because that's a thing that happened, right? Like they kind of kill him a lot, and then you see other versions where he lost his powers, and then you see other versions where he got married, but he's married with someone, and maybe we can show the other version where he's still with Francis Kane. Different things, like different alternative, all of them, and like even like all of them, and mostly showcasing the comics where it's like very consistent who and he ends up with, regardless of what universe. And in the comic, it's just in the park, and that's it. And it's like Kid Flash have to go through all these variations of himself, and you know how like weird it would feel, right? Like you get to see your other self living these different lives, being with different people, but like there's one person consistent, but that one person isn't someone you're with. Like that's gonna fuck you a bit, right? Like, then yeah, the AI is trying to do that. They're trying to separate them. I think Kid Flash had like despite his initial doubt, he had a more stronger beliefs. He had like a more he could like went through it. It's just Jinx that's got to her a bit, because again, she's canonically insecure about herself. So she sees all this, and then like, what if I wasn't meant to be a hero? Maybe I was always been a villain. Maybe like I don't belong here. Like, you know, brings it up again. Like it's reopening old wounds for her. Like you see these other Jinx who are not her. It's just someone with her name. Like you see Jinx that is a man, because at some point Jinx was a man, and then there's like another Jinx that is like a dude, and then there's like the other Jinx who is like a bald lady. Maybe I can show a little bit of Frances Kane, because I kind of have this belief that she's like an amalgamation of other villains as well. So maybe I can just put them there. But like she sees all of these, and most of them, no, all of them actually, even her Teen Titans Go version, because I'm gonna throw a shade on that show, makes her a villain. It's just, she's just the one that's the hero, and she's the only one that stays with Kid Flash. The other one doesn't stay with anybody. Yeah, right? Like he can see his other version that is already with the Justice League. You know, the JLU universe, which is a completely different thing. I always believe it's a completely different thing, even if it has the same voice actor. The personality is too different. But again, you know, you see these other versions, this stuff. Same with Jinx, but because Jinx's resolve is a little more shaken, like she switched sides. Like that's like a very hard thing to do after the abuse she went through in Hyde, right? So it got to her, and it's like it's gonna be this peak. I mean, like there's gonna be this huge climax where they have to find each other again, and through all this timeline, you know, it's like they're doing it again. I plan to draw what it looks like later, maybe. I can't draw it on stream. I'm just in this stream. I'm just gonna brainstorm, not exactly finish an art, but like I really plan to like draw an art. I sketch it out already, what it would be like, but in the story it's gonna be a little bit more dramatic. This story is going to be more focused around Kid Flash and Jinx as a pair, less so of other Titans. This is gonna be more of focus around them, because this is the pinnacle moment where eventually at the end Wally is like already resolved. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna show her, you know, me unmasked and such. This is the moment where he's gonna unmask himself in front of her, like finally showing himself as Wally, because you know, it's like the one time that realization hits him is because again, this is the one universe where he's with Jinx, the one universe he chose to be with her, and you know, I think it's unfair that he gets to live all these lives with someone else and she didn't get to see the real side of him. It's like very deep stuff. I really want to do this chapter, and by the end of this, you know, by the end of it, it's gonna be like a little bit of a Deus Ex Machina, as in, yeah, they defeated the AI, but at the same time, it's because, you know, Control Freak managed to get the control back and fix the remote, and they got back to their universes. And of course, you know, after all that existential crisis, they beat him harder than usual. Don't worry, he's still alive, but it's just, again, you know, like, the whole thing, like, it gave them a little bit of existential crisis, like, you know, self-identity crisis, etc. And, you know, after already getting a payback for that, finally later on it'll circle back to showing his face, etc. It's gonna be something like that. And also the AI, this is where I'm debating where the AI should be like a one-time villain, like defeated because, you know, Control Freak wants control back, or, you know, he reprograms her to be just like a small chatbot and can't be, you know, it doesn't really manifest the reality, or a hologram. She's just a chatbot, you know, think of it like a chat AI, and she really can't do anything. Maybe I can do that. Yeah, obviously, dude. After all that, The AI was his creation too. So like yeah, but you know, it gets them closer. It gets at this point, by this point, if I were to get to finish this story, which I really do, I hope. If I were to finish the story, this is going to be the moment where I will start drawing more of Wally unmasked around Jinx. Because at this point, it's already, you know, they already knew each other. Like, they already did. And by this point, also, this is going to be when she will start referring to him as Wally. Because, you know, if you've seen my artwork, I never drew Jinx refer to him as by name. It's always been Kid Flash or Kid. So like yeah, the moment I finish this story, which I don't know when, is the moment I will start making Jinx call him Wally. So it's like, you know, my art follows the story. Kind of. It's a little bit, you know, it's not always according to the timeline, of course, but still, I really want to keep things consistent and not too confusing. Think of it like an ass block from Tumblr way back when. Like, in every ask, in every questions, the plot progresses. Think of it like that, but instead of ask, it's just me doing stuff. But yeah, this is like the peak one, and I really want to design the girl, like the anime girl waifu. That would be very fun. Like, you know, because Control Freak just vibe coded her. Oh, you know, be the perfect villainess, etc. And then she eventually you know, quote unquote, takes his job. Right? Like, what a fun idea. Like, okay, I'll make sure Kid Flash and Jinx are destroyed. And maybe Control Freak never really wanted it to go that far, you know, because that's how it is with episodic villains. They never actually want to kill these people. They just want to like mess with them and cause trouble. So it's like, wait, no. And then, you know, again, the AI or whatever kind of like overtake the remote, got them stuck in the universes, and saw themselves in other realities. And it's just, I just feel like it's like romantic in a way, you know, like tragically romantic. As in, you know how it is with how people say, oh, you know, like in 1 million lifetimes, I would always choose you or somebody. Jinx and Kid Flash is the opposite. They only happen once in every millions of timelines, and I think that's very tragic in its own way. I've got inspired by a comment on Instagram. So he's saying something like, it's very hard to find things about these two, you know? And it's a little, it's like, they have a love-hate because of it, because it's so hard to find them. And I thought, you know, I bet Teen Titans 03 Kid Flash feel the same way. But yeah, you know, this is the idea that I have. I will try to sketch the girl later. I really do want to draw. I really do, but I'm afraid I'm shaking the table, and then I dislocated the cable again, and I have to find the spot where it charges again. So I really can't draw much of anything, but I can share ideas. You don't have to watch my stream. You can just do something else while you listen to me yap and brainstorm. But yeah, that's the one thing. Basically, the main idea was to create a waifu for Control Freak. I think that would be fun. And then there's this other idea I also have. You know, I have other things. So that's one. This is gonna be like a huge chapter, right? 3-parter maybe, because I'm following the format of the comic. The comic has around, well, it's not counting the inside pages, like per page, but more so like, you know, one page has like back-to-back kind of thing, so it's unsure. But I'm following the format of having 20 pages. at most. Maybe 30 something or what have you. Maybe 30 at most. I think a special issue is like 30 pages. But, you know, for what's the word? For the average comic, it's gonna be 20 pages. So it's like, okay, I'm trying to make sure it like fits this storyline. It's not too long, too short. So I'm still thinking about that. See, it's happening again. Well, you know, while I'm trying to nudge this cable, I'm still gonna yap. Anyway. So that's one idea, and then the other one is gonna be oh, what was it about? Right. It's gonna be about the first mission, the first Kid Flash and Jinx mission. Remember the animation that I made, like for Jinx rescue mission? So in my AU, there isn't like requirement or like, oh, you need to do these tests to be able to be the real Titans. Not really. Well, in my AU, I wanted like, oh well, just do like one rescue mission and you're good to go. Like as in, you're gonna be given the communicator at least officially, officially acknowledged as like a Titan and not just an honorary Titan. So that's the story around that. This is also the story of which I'm gonna have feature some other characters in my AU. In my AU, there's gonna be like Linda Park. Linda Park is in my AU. She's aged up. I'm doing the Barbara Gordon of Batman 04, where Robin is significantly younger than Barbara because of the whole copyright thing. Like, oh, you can't introduce Robin because stuff. So we introduce Barbara first, and because of that, she ends up being a teenager while Robin is a kid. In that iteration specifically. And I'm doing exactly that with Linda Park. Like, she's way older, like she's already an adult, while the Kid Flash and Jinx are still teenagers. And I don't really like this. This is just a personal preference, so if you like it, don't worry about it. But I never really buy into the idea of merging Jinx and Linda together, because it feels like, these characters are great as individuals. I think you don't have to like merge them together just because Wally is mostly with Linda in the comic. It's fine, that's okay. Just having the in this other universe, especially in the cartoon, it's like much more open to the idea of the characters dating someone else. Like the whole Batman and Wonder Woman thing is like a cartoon only thing. It's not really a comic thing. That's fine. Like, you don't have to make it like it's like all universe thing. No, you don't. No, they can just be individual characters. These characters can just be ending up with someone else in this other universe because they're not the same characters. They just share the same name. Like, they have different slightly different upbringings, but they're kind of set in different universes anyway. So in my universe, it's like that. Like, Linda Park is still a thing, Francis Kane is still a thing, they're just kind of in different circumstances. Again, Linda Park is an adult. Francis Kane is like the complete opposite of herself in the comic. And like in the comic, she's like, I don't want to do this hero stuff. And then in this one, she's like, I'm gonna do this one just to get your attention. Complete opposite of her. And it's like on purpose, because it just makes more sense in a sense, like the settings it's in. But anyway, yeah, in this like story, I was planning on having like a rescue mission. I'm not sure what monster or whatever they're facing, but yeah, this is going to be the one issue where Jinx is shown to be able to lead. Like, she's a great leader. She leads the evacuation team, and she's like she's pretty much proven her worth, basically. Like, I really like to think that it's not about like how heroic she is, but how much empathy she has, which is, you kind of need that, as in like you need to at least care for victims and such, and she does, and that's what makes her a great acknowledged as a Titan member and not just an honorary member. But yeah, that's like the first one. That's the plan, is that's supposed to be the first quote unquote issue of my series. Just her first rescue mission ever. And then it's gonna be follow up with her first fighting a villain issue, which is I've already drawn before, but I really want to reformat it into the comic format. But it's gonna be like her versus her underclassmen, rock, paper, and scissors. In my headcanon, in my AU, they are her junior in Hive. Basically, like, how she's like maybe second grade in high school, and those guys are like the first grades, like younger than her, the next protege. And yeah, I was thinking of like having that conflict a little bit, like, oh, this is like literally our senior and she's like a Titan now. So on and so forth. I thought it's gonna be fun. Yeah, so like the early story is gonna be very, very Titan centric, like very Titan-esque. And sometimes more Jinx focused. The Kid Flash heavy ones, seeing his life, family life, it's gonna be somewhere in the middle. I really want to keep like his mystique going a little longer, like like how it is in Lightspeed. And like in Lightspeed, it's like outside of Madame Rouge's radar, he is kind of like an untouched, not untouched, like he's a very dreamy guy, like he doesn't budge. He can like, he basically feels like he knows everything. It's the average female gaze guy, and I really want to keep that flow going until later, where I show a bit about how he is, like his family dynamic with his dad. In my AU, because I'm not very good at depicting this stuff, his dad isn't really like abusive or such. I mean, not physically abusive. He's more emotionally absent, kind of. Like he never really wanted to be a parent or something, so he's kind of being very avoidant. Like he's at home, but he doesn't feel like he's there. So like, Barry is the one who fills that hole for him. Like a father figure, because his dad was never there for him. So it's like, yeah, it's more so avoidance, more like neglect. Crap. But yeah, that's the gist of it, of my AU so far. I kind of forgot what I want to talk about. There's like other ideas that I have, I just kind of forgot. Probably because it's currently 3 AM where I am, and I am currently struggling with the charger again. Because I don't know, I think at some point I fucking moved, and now the cable is it's disconnected again, and I'm trying to figure out which angle is like charging. It's getting worse. It's getting worse every time. It wasn't this bad before. Now it's like I don't even know which angle is right. But anyway, yeah. Wow, I can't really draw when it's like I guess this is not gonna be a drawing stream after all. Just me yapping. But anyway, yeah, that's like basically the ideas I have so far for my own AU. Like it's not gonna be super like elite ball knowledge, because I don't read much comic. It's just stuff that is based on what's already established in the original show. Maybe I'll use some other materials from the comics as well. Just nothing too in-depth. Yeah, nothing too detailed, or like, oh, you need to be a true fan, you need to read this comic to know. Like, nah. Just the basics. Like, I'm still thinking whether, Kid Cole in the comic is like Leo his name is Leo, right? And it's clear he's like a direct reference to Leonard Snart, you know, like the actual Captain Cold. But I'm still in debate whether like is he like Leonard or is it like just some kid with the name Leo? I'm still debating on that. Like, do I want? I kind of really leaning into the idea that he is either Leonard's son or nephew that wants to be like him. Because I don't know about like how people perceive him, but to me he looks like a wannabe. Like he looks like a copycat villain. So like maybe he's uncle or dad, I don't know, I'm still debating, is like a villain, like of ice based villain. He wants to be one too, so he's Kid Cold, you know, like a light version of him. Not part of the rogues, is just like some kid who wants to be like his parental figure. I'm still debating if it's like an uncle or a dad, because if it's like his dad, it'd be kind of funny because his name would be like Leonard II. But if it's like an uncle, maybe it's like, oh, maybe like a family, a sibling, you know, name him after him as a tribute or something. I'm still thinking about that. Oh, he was charging before. Shit. What angle was that? Oh, there it is. Oh, thank God. Okay, we're safe for now. Okay, but like, yeah, that's like the gist. I'm still thinking about it, you know. Because Leonard doesn't have a sister named Kate. I don't think Golden Glider was named Kate, right? Was she? Wasn't she? I don't remember. But yeah, so like maybe I'm thinking like maybe it's like a, you know, a protege type thing. Same with like Quiz Kid. You know, like Quiz Kid feels like also a wannabe villain. Like he's a copycat villain. He probably saw the Riddler with Batman and be like, yeah, I can be that with Robin. And Robin has no idea who he is. Very funny. I really want to do that. There is this scenario in my head of like Jinx trying to trying to steal back jewelry. Yeah, I know Golden Grider as a sister, but was she named Kate? I don't think so, right? She wasn't named Kate, right? Because Leo, you know, Kid Cole, Ice, her sister is named, his sister is named Kate, like Ice Kate. Yeah, Liza, a different guy. Yeah, different. Yeah, I guess it's like maybe it's like a different girl, different Leo, just some kid with name Leo, just so happened to be an Ice theme villain like Captain Cold. Yeah, it's not Kate. So it's like a different guy, I guess. Like, Leo, Kid Cold Leo, he has his sister named Katie, you know, Katie. So I think it's different. Yeah, I think I can buy it being like a copycat villain. I mean, it is a thing in real life. You know, people just follow footsteps of criminals sometimes. But Ice Skate is clearly like a reference to Golden Glider, like early Golden Glider when she was ice skating. But her name is much more on the nose because that's how it is with Teen Titans 03. All characters' names are on the nose. Ice Skate. Really? See more. And it just makes sense. Of course, the bad luck villain is named Jinx. But yeah, that's some ideas that I have. Leaders that cannot handle a copycat. No, don't worry about it. Quiz Kid is like super minor of a villain. Like, I don't think the Riddler would know he existed because he's like so cartoonishly lame. Quiz Kid is like so lame. Like, yeah. Like, he wants to be the Riddler so bad. But you can tell that he's just a rich kid who wants to be a who wants something to do, who wants to look cool, who wants to be Robin's rival because the girl he likes, Kitten, likes Robin. So you know, he's a lame villain. That's how I view Kid Cole as well. Like he's doing all this for some girl. He doesn't like him back. But yeah, I really like the this idea in my head. I'm not sure where to put him though. Basically, there's a scene in my that I've drawn before. I think I've drawn a sketch of them like 2 years ago. There was a scene in my head where basically Jinx was running away with a jewelry in her hand, and this jewelry is apparently later revealed to be like stolen back from Quiz Kid. So Quiz Kid was stealing this from the jewelry store so he can impress Kitten. You know, maybe he did say to he did want Kitten to piss off because you know again Kitten chose Robin over him, but he wants to try and get her back. You know, because that's how it is with guys. Sometimes no means try harder. So he did that, and he stole the diamond or whatever. I still haven't think about it what, but he stole it, and then he, you know, Jinx stole it back, you know, to return it, and she was running away from him, you know, and she's cornered. She was cornered to a like, what's the word? To the pier. Yeah, she was cornered to a pier, and she can't go anywhere because Quiz Kid, being Quiz Kid, he already prepared like, oh, you know, you can't jump to the ocean because I got sharks down there, you know, like you know, what's the word? What's that mafia said? Yeah, you know, you'll be swimming with the fishies. And you know, Jinx would like have this one liner, I don't remember what, because I wrote this dialogue, no, because I wrote this scenario like 2 years ago in my infancy in the Flings fandom, but he basically said something like, yeah, very snarky to him, and then she jumps down regardless, and Quiz is like, it's like she's crazy. She's just jumping directly down to the ocean where she knows there's like a bunch of sharks waiting for her to like fall, you know. And then, you know, because luck has it, haha, luck, Kid Vash was running through the water and to catch her, you know, jumping onto one of the sharks. And, you know, and then it's like revealed, oh, right, like, what's the word? You know, it was like the plan all along, basically. Like, they would like run off on the ocean, like, because you know, because he's so fast, he can literally just practically run across the ocean, and he did exactly that with Jinx in his arms, and they took back the you know, they took back the jewelry that got stolen. I don't remember where I found it. I'm currently looking for the sketch of it. Like, I drew a sketch of it, like a full-fledged scene of that, but I kind of forgot where I last put it. I'm currently looking at it, like, for now, looking for it right now. You can't see it. But this was like one of the first co comic sketches I've drawn of them. Is it this one? I don't think it's this one. Yeah, I don't think it's this one. Yep, not this one. This is like super old, super duper old. But there was a sketch. I did draw a sketch of it. But yeah, I can't find it right now. My other to-do list is to create this one, but instead of girls, it's like dudes. This is also like another to-do list, you know, like I drew like all the, not all, but like some of the Titan girls or specifically female characters in my series. But I haven't drawn the guys, and I plan to do that, you know. I plan to do that. I plan to draw Barry Allen in this art style. I plan to draw Superman because I thought it'd be so fun, you know, like just the idea of the Titans meeting the Justice League. Oh right, now I remember. So there's like this plot that I got inspired from by Geek Girlies at Tumblr, basically trying to connect issue 46. What was it? The issue with Wildfire, and make it like a kind of like also a big Starfire arc, but has Jinx involvement in it. So I really like this like idea of, you know, it's obvious like Star's arc is gonna be something in space, right? And it's gonna be like oh, you know, we're gonna do stuff with in space. And I think tying it back to Wildfire is fun because one detail I just realized in the comic is that, you know, Madame Rouge got the likenesses of Wildfire from information by Blackfire, and the detail in the dialogue, I'm paraphrasing it, is like Starfire kind of figured out how, oh, he must have had information of what Wildfire would have looked like grown up or something like that. And it's like, that's very interesting. So Starfire has never seen Wildfire, older Wildfire before, and I guess so is you know, maybe the implication being Blackfire probably knows something about him, about his current state. So I thought, since she's so very experienced in making people, selling people off and make them slaves, I thought maybe that's where Wildfire has been. You know, like maybe the reason why she hasn't been back or something, because he was not only lost in space, but maybe Blackfire did something with him, as in, you know, probably sold him off or whatever, and now he's stuck in some place and he needs to be rescued. I plan to redesign him a little bit. Like, he still looks like the one in the comic. It's just, again, what he looks like is based on descriptions by Blackfire. So it's like, yeah, I mean, how long has it been? Or specifically, is it even true? Or are they just like using himself when he was younger as a reference, a point of reference? Like, he growing up a little bit would look a little bit different, you would think. So I thought I was gonna redesign him a little bit later. Basically, it's gonna be in space, and I also always headcanon the Justice League people, they're also in space. That's why they're barely around, you know, when world-ending stuff happened in the Teen Titans universe. They're probably in space fighting some aliens. So I'm thinking, you know, what if this is the one time where the founder Titans meet the Justice League? I'm still debating whether Kid Flash and Jinx join in on this, or do they have their own side plot? But I want this to be like more so Starfire centric, because she doesn't have one in the main show, right? So I think of like maybe having her like a tribute chapter for her specifically would be nice. Just, you know, resolve that thing with Wildfire, at least. Basically, you know, again, they're trying to rescue stuff, and it's apparently some complicated space government that, because Justice League has all been in space all this time, they knew about, but the Titans doesn't. It's gonna be some conflict, like, you know, remember that like argument Clark Kent have with uh Louis Lane in a movie, something like that. Like, yeah, like we need to we need to save this guy, but then and then Batman has to bring up the law, right? Okay, but what about the implication? Like you, again, it's gonna be like a uh, you're gonna break a peace treaty or something like that. Like I think it's gonna be very interesting. I don't know much about governments. I'm probably gonna need some beta readers for this, but again, it's gonna be like that. Yeah, again, I'm thinking like maybe the reason why Wildfire was sold off is like more than just selling him off as a slave. And maybe it's something to do with doubling it as like a peace sign, like a peace treaty. Like have him serve after the royal prince serve as something, so they don't wage war with the Tamaranian or something. So it's like a double thing. Like Blackfire got rid of another rival to the throne while maintaining peace. So it's like a very gray area, very hard to navigate around. But eventually it will like cave in, and then, again, we have to Wildfire didn't consent to it, etc., etc. And I like to like I have this visual in my head where there's gonna be one page, like a one spread page, like going like like Robin is like, oh, like Titans go, I really like having like maybe this like right next to him is like Batman also doing similar thing, but instead of Titans, like Justice League, like so it's like, oh, like a father son moment, and how they're both leaders, kind of somewhat. And yeah, I thought that'd be fun, that'd be interesting. Like I know Superman is like a thing, but like I really really want him to retain that, especially that Boy Scout personality, less so like the stoic godlike figure. What the hell was fucking Snyder thinking? But yeah, I really want to make him like be the one to reassure that everything's gonna be fine, they're gonna be able to treat everything, they're gonna be able to fix everything, etc. And eventually, yes, of course, they will save Wildfire. There's probably some deal happening. I don't know yet. I haven't think about that. I need to rewatch Betrothed, whatever. What that one episode. I need to watch that one episode again because I haven't been watching the show for a bit. I'm starting to forget details. And also, Wildfire eventually, he can't really stay at her, but like they will eventually have an official meeting again at an Earth, but he can't stay for long. He because Starfire remains in Earth, someone has to be the next in the throne, and Blackfire is arrested, so Wildfire is gonna have to be the one to be next in the throne at home. He's gonna have to do some training and studying. So, he can't stay in Earth, he can't be part of the Titans because someone has to take care of their planet, the Tamaranian, and that's gonna be Wildfire. And that's the ending. Basically, justify why he doesn't appear anymore, or doesn't appear as much, because he's the royal prince, he's taking care of the government over in Tamaran because his sisters are like having their own lives, except Blackfire is arrested, but Starfire wants to be in Earth, so the one who takes care of Tamaran is him. I think that will tie everything in a bow. Like now Starfire can forever stay in Earth. She has no real obligation to go back home because her brother is the one who takes care of it. And Blackfire can stay rotting in the cell. See? Like, there it is. Starfire's arc is done. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm still debating whether Jinx or Kid Flash is still, comes along or not. Because, if not, then I have to create another side plot for them to do. Like, what's gonna... What are they gonna do? probably they're just gonna do what the fandom do, basically. Like when there's like the Trouble in Tokyo movie, they take care of the Jump City. They patrol in the place of the other Titans, and I can do that, but I just don't know what they're gonna do. You know, I'm still thinking about that. Because the thing about making plots and side plots is that they have to connect with each other, right? Some way. Like the theming needs to be the same. So if it's pertaining siblings, I have to think about the siblings in this one too. I'm still thinking about that. And yeah, it goes back full circle. Yes. And also, you know, the bad ending won't happen. Like Chinese and Infinite Vice, yeah. But you know, because of this, it's kind of resolved that ending. Like Starfire isn't gone, and the Titans isn't like disbanded. No, the Starfire is on Earth for real, for real. So a good ending, you know, like the future and How Long Is Forever still happens because multiverse, you know, timelines, shenanigans. But in this universe, it's gonna be a good one. Starfire stays. But yeah, I'm thinking about that. So among these roster of characters, I want to draw like my interpretation of Wildfire. Like he still look the same. I'm just gonna add a little few things, just a tiny little thing. You won't notice it. But yeah, that's another one to my to-do list. I'm probably gonna draw it tomorrow. But yeah, that's another one. Like, finally, after that, it's like finished with the Starfire centric episode. It's a good thing that the comic is like kind of short, like 20 pages long. So, like, you know, you can just compress the story. But yeah, that's what I've been having thoughts about the brainstorming sessions of my AU. Like I'm still really like stay true to the original show. I will also like really want to make like some ideas about around. I really want to expand upon like Rose Wilson. Like Rose Wilson is like, you know, again, she's still figuring things out. She's not exactly officially a Titan, but she is treated as one. And I think that would be very heartwarming, you know, just like having her. Like this is the one version of Rose Wilson where she maintains her two eyes. I do plan of like having her lost an eye, but only later when she's an adult, and it's for a completely different reason. But for now, when she's like a teenager, with everyone, she has two eyes. I always really like her being like a fish out of water also, but like that typical anime character that doesn't know that they're doing is wrong because they've been raised horribly. I really like her because she seems like very confused. So, you know, just I want to maintain that character or characterization from the comic, the official Teen Titans 03 comic. So yeah, that's what she looks like, and I really want to like dedicate like an episode, I mean like a story about her, but I really don't know much about her much. I may have rethreaded the whole Slate thing again, but who knows. I always really headcanon that, you know, all these times Slate has a daughter and nobody knew. And in my AU, it's more because he somehow cares about some other girl. Like, he treats another teenage girl, like his apprentice, but not his own daughter. And the reason why Rose wanted to be, you know, wanted to take his honor, etc., is because, you know, she really wants to be acknowledged by him, and so she becomes an assassin. I mean, he does train her, but again, his priority is somewhere else, Terra. So she wants to be able to impress him, and you know, then one day he's gone, and like, okay, I'll take the mantle. And then the moment people ask, why do you even want to do that? She's like, I don't know. I just feel like I should. Like, I think it makes sense. for this iteration of her character. She's less edgy, she's just confused. And I think it makes her really precious. I really like her iteration here. Like, she's not just a female Jason Todd. She's just trying to explore the world. That's fine. I think it's very adorable and I really like it. But yeah, I really wanna like expand on her character more, slightly a little bit more. I'm still thinking about that though. I haven't really thought. I also really like, you know, I think the idea of her maybe having an awkward early moment with Jericho, very funny maybe. Like, I really like this. Like, they're kind of awkward because they barely talk, but she knows he's like the older brother, and yeah. Because I think it's funny because this is the one universe where, like, you know, these two are slates as children, and they don't interact. Yes, exactly. Speaking of Jericho, I also think of, like, there is this one arc in the early, like, it won't be in order, but it's obviously gonna be set way before Jinx is officially a Titan, where there's like this huge, there's still this huge misunderstanding and rift in Kid Flash and Jinx's relationship. You know, where she's like this jealous person who, like, Kid Flash is like getting chummy with this other girl, and she becomes like insecure and jealous, and you can tell why. You can't really blame her much. I mean, of course, you know, she needs to calm down a bit, but like, after what she you know, after what she went through with Stone, like with Cyborg during his confused years of trying to find himself, like, I think it's warranted. Like, she's trying to protect herself, you can tell. Like, this is the, like, you know, the last time she dated a hero, quote unquote, like, she didn't know, but you know, the last time that happened, apparently dude was dating someone else already and she didn't know. She was just the second fiddle, the side chick. And like, I think that kind of, you know, probably made her even more defensive and scared, maybe. Especially since Kid Flash is like so popular. Like, he is literally like, he is literally idolized by the Amazonians, you know, the Amazonian teenagers, for being so fast and cool. I think it would like affect her a little bit, you know, like, oh, what if she knows, she probably tries to convince herself he's not like that, but it's like very, maybe still wary about it. I think it's a fun thing. And I was thinking, like, in this arc of them still trying to figure each other out and themselves out, Kid Flash is going to be, you know, again, it's going to be taught, quote unquote, on how to properly apologize or how to properly navigate through the relationship, you know, to his relationship with a female perspective. So like, the Titan girls are gonna be helping him out, while Jinx, it's initially it was the Titan boys, but I thought you can't really ask Cyborg, that two-timing dude, for any advice. So I figured, okay, how about this? I'll just make Jinx interact with Jericho. Jericho is like, his powers, his whole thing is to, you know, get inside people's head, and his whole thing is empathy. So I thought, okay, he's probably gonna be the best candidate for this, like, having you know, someone to talk heart to heart to, because, you know, he doesn't judge, he won't tell a soul because, you know, he can't speak. But again, this is the one guy that's Jinx gonna confide with, you know, like a male perspective. What's it like? And of course, the message is gonna be, you know, you need to social, you need to communicate, you need to tell that to tell each other, etc., etc. Like people can't read each other's minds. Basically, the the message is the same for both sides. It's just from different perspective, like from a male view and from a female view. Yeah, I just think that Jericho would be fitting for this because you know I'm pretty sure in the original comic, not the current one, like he and Raven briefly got like a thing because he's like super. He's also like very empathetic like her, so I think he'd be a nice candidate for that, like a hard talk. Very neat. So I'm thinking about the scenario for a bit. So Jinx is gonna be like, you know, tell him about it, how their relationship, her relationship is like with Kid Flash has been rocky these days. Thought it's gonna be fun, really, really melodramatic because that's how it is with with him. But yeah, that's some ideas that I have with you know featuring other tie-ins. So far, there's like Casey, Jericho, Cole, and Rose. I think it's predominantly those are the characters that I keep drawing. I haven't drawn Jericho for a bit, but I should. It's like a fan favorite. But yeah, I really like that the plot I have so far. Very not, it's not bad. But anyway, yeah, that's some of the ideas I have. All right, the basically I'm trying to create like the cover art. I really hope my friend can finish it a little bit quick so I can start drawing the sketch and show it to people. What's it like? Yeah, right. It's very, you know, I still really want to retain that again. You know, family bond, found family stuff, but also again focusing on Jinx and Kid Flash as a unit, as their relationship, and of course their struggles later. I remember, like, you know, again, a detail brought up by Lapid that it's kind of implied that Jinx is like raised by a cult, and I need to bring that up somehow. I'm, I'm not. I'm thinking like not necessarily something dramatic or something. Maybe it didn't feel like a cult. It's just it felt like a religion. But thinking back, it's like a cult. You know, kind of like lots of things in the world nowadays. And maybe that's why she wears like purple or something. Maybe that was like a. It used to be a robe, but she stylized it. Who knows? I'm still thinking about that one. That's still a very rough idea. And you know, in this universe, it seems like you know, it's kind of uncertain whether who's are like childhood friends and such. It's confirmed that Robin and Speedy doesn't know each other until that one episode where they finally meet for the first time. So okay, so they didn't know when they were younger. And Kid Flash is even more unclear. Like we don't know, but it's kind of like confirmed from the second to last episode that he'd never been to the tower before. Right. Speaking of tower, I have this idea in my head. Right. In Lapinlun's AU, Brand New Days, Teen Titans, for specifically like Jinx and Kid Flash is in like a Teen Titans Central, basically like a branching Titans in Central City or Keystone City, and there's other like more so redeemed villains over there. And in my AU, however, there is no Teen Titan Central, so essentially Jinx and Kid Flash are just a duo. There's no teammates. Maybe there's like, allies. Pied Piper is an ally, etc., but not necessarily a team member. However, there is a Titan Central, as in a Titan's hub. This is going to be the heart of the Titans. Basically, this is where every Titans meet, because from the final episode, from what I gather, it's like the Titans West, the founder Titan Tower, isn't enough to gather all these Titans in one room. Like, it's too crowded. So Titan's Hub or Titan Central, in my AU, is instead like this. It's a hub. It's a networking. Basically, it's where all branching Titans gather for meetings and such. So it's like a much bigger building. But it's like, again, it's just for transit. It's not for specifically Jinx and Kid Flash's tower. It's just a tower for everyone. Every Titans will gather in Central City or Keystone. So thinking about that, basically this is like the heart of it. The heart of the Titans, basically the Titans hub. So Titans North, Titans South, all gather here instead of the Titans West Tower. Because the West Tower is like, because of the Titans keeps growing, the size of them keeps growing, there's more people becoming superheroes and such. They need a bigger space, and so they choose Central. And that's in my view, that's what Titan Central is. It is a hub network, basically a large building that connects to every other Titan Tower. It is the watchtower, but not really on the sky. It's on the ground, and it's a giant T, just like everything else. But again, there's like a transit place where like Titans who flies can stop by, something like that. I think it's kind of fun. So like in this universe, Teen Titans is much more prevalent, because there's more branches. Justice League is just one big thing. Meanwhile, Titans, they're everywhere. And I'm trying to push on that. So yeah, maybe eventually, not at the moment, there's gonna be a huge tower in Central City, and it's gonna be like a Titans hub where every Titans gather for meetings or to hang out or to train, and they don't have to rely on one tower anymore. Yeah, that's like my idea. For my AU at least. I just think it makes sense because there's like the Titans the Titans group is like a huge network. You might as well just have a hub where everyone gathers instead of like, oh, we need to go to East today, we need to go to West today. But yeah, that's my idea around this AU so far. I'm getting likes from cosplayers. I hope you guys cosplay playing soon. Anyway, but yeah, it's very neat idea I have so far. I really want to draw them. I really do, but I'm really so afraid. If I were to draw right now, it's gonna end the stream. Like, I can do it offline because again, if it's like disconnected, I can just try my best to draw it. But now I have to, like, when I'm online, I have to like, oh, I need to check the OBS, I need to check this and that. So it's a little tricky. But yeah, don't worry, I'll post something tomorrow. I'll probably post something related to what we're talking about right now. And I'll try to draw one up. This is very, very, and some ideas I really like. I also play around with the idea that there's gonna be like a Easter egg, CN City. You know CN City, like that great crossover bumper thing, where every character lives in one city. I really want to like throw like an Easter egg for that. Like, oh, there's like a city somewhere where there's like characters in the background like looking like Johnny Bravo or looking like Velma from Scooby-Doo. But they're not gonna be part of the lore or anything, it's just like a fun thing, like but yeah. Some ideas, some ideas. So yeah, I thought that'd be fun, you know, creating Starfire's lore, the waifu for Control Freak. I also really want to like expand on like other characters as well, like Leonard Snart. Leonard Snart's whoever that is. I'm still debating whether Kid Cole should be his son or his nephew. I'm still thinking about it. Because you know how it is with cartoon characters, right? Like, I don't know what's up with them, but they always have like a niece or nephew. Like, they want to give like the father-son or daughter or daughter-father child parent dynamic, but they don't want to commit, so they create characters that are like their kids, but no, actually this is like their nephew, their nieces. And I kind of want to do that. It's kind of like a throwback to cartoons at the time. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun, you know, creating like lots of these possibilities. I'll draw it later. Some people in my comment also asked about like, you know, maybe I should draw on IG. I mean, like, you know, whereas other characters like Eobarthon or something. I don't know. Some people legitimately ask like stuff about future children and stuff, and I just think I don't know. I don't really think that far. I just kind of really want to expand on what characters right now are like. I don't know what the future yet. I don't even know what Jinx would look like as an adult. I don't know yet. Try back to the show, but it's really fun. It is! I've always been a stick to canon kind of person. Like, not even like, oh, you know, I read the comics, I know everything. No, no, no. I mean, actually just following one canon. Like, same thing with Sonic, right? Like, Sonic has multiple comics, the Archie, IDW, and then there's like Sonic the Comic, etc. Which canon do I follow? The game. I don't follow the comics. I just follow the game because that's a completely different canon. In the comics, he has a girlfriend named Sally Acorn. Yeah, well, in the game is he has a will they won't they with Amy, so I go with that one. Same thing with other fandoms, I mean, including Teen Titans. Teen Titans has a comic, like original comic, and then there's like the main Titans having Donna in it, or having Kid Flash in it, and you know, well, the Teen Titans 3 version doesn't have them because of like weird regulation issues, but I follow just that version. I don't follow the other versions. I can throw a bone and have some references to the previous iterations, but they're gonna be completely different characters from how they are or they were in other versions. Same thing with how I do Linda Park. Same thing with how I do Francis Kane. Hi Alex1 Gold. Hello, hello. I'm not gonna be drawing much because technical difficulties. I will try to draw something next week. Don't worry about it. I'm kind of just scared because if I were to budge this cable, it'll get disconnected, and my laptop cannot stay alive for long if it doesn't get charged, if it's not connected to the charger at all. So yeah, I'm just gonna yap this stream. Sorry about that. Reverse Splash will be too focused on hating Barry. Yeah. In which his character won't appear at all. Like, barely. Because, you know, this show and the cartoon is mostly about Titans, and you don't see the Justice League, right? It's just the Titans. I headcanon them to be in space, probably fighting some god out there. Who knows? But Yeah, I also been thinking about, a fun slice of life story, but finally, after unmasking himself, Wally would introduce Jinx to his uncle and aunt. Like this is where Barry comes in, and Aunt Iris, etc., etc. That'll be fun. Very nice slice of life stuff. Like, of course, Jinx have met Flash before, have talked to Iris before, but never as you know Wally's relative. It's more so like on the job kind of thing. That'll be fun because it gives like some contrast too. Because Jinx probably raised in a cult, doesn't really have a dad or mom, so it's like I always had canon Jinx to be like in an orphanage, but the orphanage is under like a religious quote unquote um, ownership. I think it was for the times it was like a brother blood, brother blood. So it's like the Church of Blood or whatever. And she was raised there, but of course not as it wasn't like a cultist, strict cult, like just the typical abuse thing. It's like less obvious because they're still trying to appear like an actual religion. So I had canon that James likes to run away from this orphanage that she was in, and Brother Blood just lets it because she sees potential in her being a villain in the future, and then she joins Hype, etc., etc. But her escapades is going to lead her to meet Leo, Kitco, and this is where they become like partners in crime, and like Leo will introduce her to these like black market, to like these dark villain world, and I would like imagine that maybe Brother Blood just lets it happen because it's much more convenient and easier to manipulate when he's already in the dark, convinced to be in the bad side. But yeah, I've been thinking about that basically. Like initially, I just want her backstory to be kind of vague. Like I don't know where the hell she came from. She just kind of happens to be like looking like a street rat and met Leo, and then I thought, again, thank you for Lapin Moon for bringing it up, and I'm starting to notice that she kind of does has some influence of the cult, perhaps like the Brother Blood's cult, and maybe I can just, what if she just grew up around it, and it doesn't have to be like a strict teaching because it's clear that she wasn't really scared of blood or anything. It's just that she thought she's in the right place, so she's like, it's like kind of like a not the type to, not the typical negative-esque church. Maybe it's like a brainwashing kind of thing, maybe, who knows, but something that is not very obvious to it, not very obvious at the start, that Jinx still follows what Brother Blood said. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to explore her backstory just a little bit. And then it's gonna be contrasting with like Wally a bit, because maybe she feels like, wow, be nice to have like parental figures like the Wes and Alan. And then it's gonna be like reveal like a little bit about Wally's actual parents. I really like this idea that Jinx at the first thought Barry and Iris were his actual parents because they kind of look like him, like the red hair, the freckles, the blue eyes, like kind of looks like him. But no, apparently they're just like uncle and aunt. and his real parents kind of doesn't acknowledge him at all and just give him away. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun. Like this idea, like if it doesn't even look like you know, he doesn't even look like or act like his actual parents. He acts more like the two adults that raised him. I thought that'd be fun. It's not as, like, again, not as in depth as actual stories by Flash fans. Perhaps other Flash fans are more in depth about it than I do. But yeah, I just want to get the point across. Like, oh, this is my series is more so about Flings as a unit. Like, we know what each of the characters, of course, obviously, but more so about their dynamic and relationship later down the line. But yeah, that's some ideas that I have. I really want to draw, but I can't. I really can't. I'm really afraid. I need to find out like the perfect angle for this stuff, for the cable to stay upright or something. I don't know. But yeah, other people asked about other characters, and I said I don't know. Like someone asked about Impulse. Like what about Impulse? What's up with that guy? And I just said I don't know. I said like I don't know where to put him yet because I haven't really thought that far. Not yet, dude. Like right now, I just want to take it like a baby step, very slowly, very surely. Maybe he'll be there, just not right now. I don't know. But yeah, I've been thinking about that. Like lots of things to work on. Hopefully, my friend can finish the logo soon, so I can start working on it. Like a mock-up of what the story would be like. Don't worry about it. And I really want to revamp some art style or artwork and to post it on Instagram because I haven't been posting for a bit. I really want to make more animation. I really want to like start drawing or animating for the 20k milestone. I've been thinking of making animation kind of similar to CN City, like the CN bumper, like real life stuff. No, I mean like the background is real life, the character's cartoon. But I don't know. I've been thinking about that. I'll storyboard it later. Ah, lots of things to draw. Oh damn it. Anyway, it's currently 4 a.m. I think I haven't drawn much. Sorry about that. I only get to show you like the logo of what I'm working on. Don't worry. I'll try to post more stuff next week, and starting this week, of course. Starting tomorrow or later, I will post something. Don't worry about it. And yeah, it's 4 a.m. I really need to like go to bed. 2 hours of yapping is crazy though. 3 hours actually, if you're counting the previous one. But yeah, that's my plan so far. That's the brainstorming session, just me yapping. Don't worry, you will see the visuals later, or tomorrow, or the next day actually. Who knows? Next week, most likely. No promises though, just, you know, I really want to get it out there. Hopefully this project comes to some fruition. I think my goal this year is to create at least one issue, just one fan issue. Hopefully that gets to come true. Like I don't even want to sell it. I just kind of want to show it to people. Maybe if you want to have it like a physical copy, maybe I can just sell that. But you know, if not, then it's like for free. You can just read it online. But yeah, I'll think about that later. Anyway, I'll catch you up next week. Sorry this stream feels brief and not much going on. You don't see me drawing and such. Technical difficulties. I really need to get this sorted out by next week, but I'll try to draw next week. I'll try. Or the next 2 weeks, who knows. I'll try. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, and sorry for the technical difficulties earlier in the previous stream. Hope to catch you next one. Hopefully there's no problems next time. And I hope you're having a nice weekend. I'll draw something later, I promise. Please stand by on Tumblr. I'll post something for sure. Well, see you later. Bye.